寝てた。あれ、なんで立ってんの？
別に。降りるよ。
There's absolutely no way she right?
まだ降りる駅じゃ。
下村寄ってく。
いいけど。
下着。
大変だな、女子は。
違う。
Oh, I guess she did, So, I figured we could do talk about some, like, horror anime since it is going into the Halloween season here with it, being Halloween weekend. I figured why not talk about one that I feel like people are going to want to watch, and it's a quick watch that you can get done specifically in about a day. It's only 13 episodes, and that series is right here, mierukochan. And holy crap. So I know it's only been about 2 years because it was the fall of 2021 when this came out, but holy crap. Absolutely did not expect that to happen. It pretty much hit every single checkbox that I have just in general for a series, because I watch a lot of things, as if you watch my channel, between like fantasy, action, lewdness, just like idol's definitely good, but the horror genre is not one that I necessarily watch a lot to get into. However, with this show, it didn't take long for me to get into it and just want to continue it, like instantly keep going. I actually ended up watching it with one of my buddies, so Mitch from the podcast, and I couldn't binge the whole thing in one night because we had things to do the next day, like work, but we watched it in 2 nights, and we both, it's one of those shows it's definitely not exactly a serious horror series, so if you're looking for that, this isn't going to be for you. But it is definitely a fan-based, you got fan service, you've got the horror aspect with the paranormal and ghosts and apparitions and stuff like that. You have good characters with a plot that pretty consistently goes throughout the whole thing, and the animation is really good as well. Like, I was actually quite shook at how well the animation was of this series. Now, this is like one that slipped under my radar when it very first aired, and I don't know how that happened, but it did, and I'm kind of disappointed by that fact, because I had seen some clips from it, and I realized it at about episode, I think it's like 4 or 5, which was a really big clip in the series. So, like, how I never watched it, I don't know. But let's kind of talk about the plot, I guess, a little bit. So, essentially, our main character, Miko, is just this high school girl. And she pretty much just going through life with her best friend, Hana. And they get along really well. They sit next to each other in school until one day Miko ends up seeing these like spiritual apparitions following her, like ghosts, and they're all scary, or creepy. And none of them are like really, how would I put this? Like, pretty much along the points of, if you don't acknowledge them, they don't know that you know that they're there. And she doesn't know what to do, because how the heck do you explain this to somebody, especially your best friend, who Hana is actually like deadly afraid of ghosts and spirits and stuff. So it's one of those things that you can't really tell her best friend. So what does she try doing? Pretty much just tries to block them all out, with like prayer beads at first, and that doesn't work. And she starts looking more into it and just trying to figure things out as it goes along. Now, pretty much throughout the whole thing, we get, some small minor characters and like ghosts that she ends up actually like helping out, like almost in like a Monogatari series type of vibe, where, like not necessarily to the extent or anything, but she helps them like figure things out with like the living and to solve their problems and everything. So that's kind of a neat thing to go along with that. And then like a part way through the series, we meet another character named Yuria, who joins the group as well, because we find out she can actually see ghosts as well. Not as high as power as Miko, but to an extent she can still see them. And they have some awkward interactions, Miko and Yuria, like, like Miko like accidentally beats the crap out of Yuria in gym class because there was a big huge like ghost there, and she was trying to like, she couldn't see it, and then she didn't want her to get hurt or anything by it, so she like hurts her, knocks her out and goes, yeah. And so it goes along pretty well with those three as they go along through the series. And we get another character. And this is one of my biggest gripes with the series, though, is the fact we get introduced to this character as this fortune teller. And, like, Yuria, like, worships her. And obviously Miko and Hana go to visit her. And when they go to visit her, they get to this point where, obviously, Miko has a pretty serious, medium-esque gift. So, like, she even sees the spirit that's been, like, behind them. And so, like, she buys her strongest pair of beads, like, out of her box. And she doesn't technically buy them. She gets them for free. But she gives her those, and those even shatter. Because she keeps having them shatter. And then, like, that gives her this, like, revelation. And she goes and moves back in with her kids. And, like, I guess Yuria, like, worshipped this woman as a spiritual person to follow and, like, learn from. So, like, that is kind of a plot hole. Because, like, unless we ever got a second season of this show, we don't get that finished, I guess. So, like, all in all, it's not a perfect series, but for the most part, I very much enjoyed it. And like I said, there's a lot of fan service, which I know some people didn't like that much, but the humor, it's just top. It's top notch. Like, I don't know if they clearly intentionally did it, but, like, some of that humor, I giggled and laughed so freaking hard. Like, it is absolutely to die for. And the only other, like, real things, I guess, to really talk about the series without spoiling it too much is, like, just take it episode at a time. I think that most people that are looking for a good spooky series with a little laughter into it are going to love this series. Overall, I'd give this series about, I think I'd give it like an 8.5 out of 10. Like I said, even the characters are pretty great. And we get some sentimental moments even, like that instance with the scene I was talking about that I recognized in that episode. So, more than likely you've seen something from it. But that's pretty much all I got for today. I just really wanted to discuss about this because I feel like not many people talk about it now. At least it's only been like 2 years, and I think it can withstand the test of time because, I mean, the horror genre is pretty big. I mean, I know a lot. I watch a lot of psychological thrillers, but I know a lot of people like isekais nowadays and, like, things like of that nature. So I guess the horror genre, I mean, people do tend to enjoy a little of what the heck, I'm slipping right now, but either way, I don't, the horror genre is not superly big tackled into, and I think this one is definitely one that should be rewatched for the holiday. So with that being said, if you're a follower of this channel, I will be back on schedule next week. I took a week off just to deal with the things in my life, and life. So I'll be back to my seasonals next week, and I will try to incorporate some of this, like, random videos that I think deserve a watch. You know what I mean? Just deserve a watch series videos. So we will continue off next week with, we will start with Regna Crimson, probably on Monday, and then we'll get to Eminence and Shadow and continue on again. I probably keep doing Goblin Slayer as well. I think I'm going to drop that in because I've only done the first, like, 4 episodes, and, like, it just doesn't seem to be getting much traction, so we're dropping that one. What do you do? So, with that being said, this has been Squids, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. It helps me out a lot, and if you're feeling really generous, hit that subscribe button. That really helps out the channel a lot. We've been doing pretty good lately, except for me. I've been slacking because I've just been so busy, but we've been doing pretty good. So thank everybody a lot for that and continuing the support and everything. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this series down in the comments below if you have any opinions on it, or if you thought it was good after you watched it. And yeah, so this has been Squids, and I'll see y'all in the next video.